Hi, my name is Mike Lawrence. This video is one of a set which is intended to provide a different interpretation of the experimental results that constitute the foundation of current physics. It is clear that the present explanation for what we see in the universe is good in many ways, but it is missing an overall coherence. My view is that we need to look at physics with new eyes and consider an interpretation that explains most things well, even if it does question just about everything. I do not disagree with any experimental results, only the interpretation of those results. And I do not say that the hypothesis that I'll be talking about in these videos is the theory of everything, and that everything I suggest is correct, but it is a start. Each video in the set will cover an aspect of physics. The whole set needs to be understood together in combination, because many aspects rely on each other, and any one taken on its own may not be convincing to those relying on the current interpretations, some of whom may actually be offended by the hypothesis. There will be links in the videos to other videos in the set that cover closely related or overlapping aspects. Within the boxes in the videos are representations of the motions of the particles and their composites, which I will be explaining more fully. I'm happy to answer questions where I can, perhaps providing links to where a deeper mathematical analysis shows why I say what I do, since equations and graphs do not make good videos, and will post replies where appropriate on Twitter. I hope you enjoy the videos and they enable you to better appreciate the absolute symmetry and simplicity of nature. But please remember, I'm not an experienced presenter, and although I state everything as if it were correct, this is only a hypothesis. This is video number 8, how the gravitational constant hides the equal strength of mass and charge. It is possible to eliminate the gravitational constant from all equations. This is one of the adjustments that I suggest needs to be made to SI units in order to make them self-consistent, which will be a great improvement in simplifying physics. But it is not the major reason for eliminating big G. That is that it seriously confuses the relationship between the strengths of the forces of gravity and charge. To eliminate G requires only that the current Planck mass is multiplied by the factor of the square root of G, and the current Planck distance is divided by the same factor, stretching the current Planck system along two property dimensions. No changes in the value of the current Planck charge with relation to G is required, although a second adjustment of the square root of 10 to the minus 7 is necessary. Having eliminated G, the mass angular momentum of a meon in a loop still remains at positive or negative h, the Planck's constant, which equals mvr, and the motional energy of the loop, which is its mass, in an electron is mec squared, or the size of each meon's kinetic energy is a half the Planck mass v squared, and is a half h omega. The second adjustment is of the size of the Coulomb by the square root of 10 to minus 7, which aligns the adjusted Planck charge q and the adjusted Planck mass m to qc equals m. The merged pairs have mass and charge sizes m and q respectively, both with physical radius equal to the adjusted Planck distance. With this double adjusted SI system, all double adjusted SI adjusted Planck units become multiples of h and c only, and all observable charged loop-based properties become powers of only h, c, and the size the square root of alpha over 2 pi. This adjustment makes the underlying system easier to understand. All equations, now based on adjusted Planck values, will have no G content, and it becomes obvious that the strength of mass and charge fields are identical, and the sizes of the creators of those fields are the same. All standard equations are now exactly the same, whether using mass or charge in all situations. Once the gravitational constant has been eliminated from all equations, it is immediately apparent that gravitational mass and inertial mass are identical. However, the two mass forces, due to acceleration of gravity, are not exactly equivalent. The shape of the gravitational field lines will always be conical towards the gravitational source, which is not the case for an accelerated system. And motion in a frame of reference will always be against the background viscosity, which is not the case when in a stationary gravitational field. Related videos would be 10, why the angular frequency of a loop is a half omega rather than omega and other halves, and 11, why the value of the electron charge needs to be adjusted by the square root of 10 to the minus 7. Thank you for watching.